Hey guys, Dan Hood, Big DH 2000 here. Um, some years back, I believe there was somebody on Yorg's forum that came up with something similar. I don't precisely remember everything about it, but a few weeks back, Matt Naaman, You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, was having some issues with some bands, not pulling correctly or not stretching correctly. So he made a little device with some bearings and a bolt. And I was reminded of it and decided, I'd check some of mine from here on out. But anyway, I made some spinners a while back, or fixed some spinners. I replaced all the center bearings with ceramic bearings. So I pulled out a handful of what I call rejects. They're skateboard bearings. They fit on an 8mm bolt. Okay. 5/16 will work as well, but it's not quite as snug and tight. The 8mm seems to be the better option. Make sure you at least put a lock nut on it so that it holds, and make sure you don't crank it down tight on anything but the center thing. You basically stick this through your pouch. Your pouch hangs on like this, and then you pull your slingshot away, and as long as your pouch stays dead center on this, that means your bands are okay. If your pouch starts to pull one side or the other, means you've got a problem. Either your bands are not tied the right length, or you've got, in some cases, we've noticed, depending on what kind of rubber and where you cut it, or what kind of latex, there are abnormalities in it somewhere, and sometimes you get one band, the two bands are exactly the same length, size, cut, but one stretches more than the other. I would guess that probably the thickness is not as equal as it seems, or there's bubbles in it or something, but that has happened. Now, I always just eyeball my bands when I put them on. I roughly hold it up, tie it when it looks even, and I tested all of mine tonight, and surprisingly, none of them were off. They're all perfect. And the one that was shooting kind of sideways was also good. I just found out, when I look more closely, there's some things in the pouch that could use cleanup or trimming, some of the fuzzies, so I'll take care of that. But anyway, you don't need 4 bearings. 2 might be adequate if you use a small pouch. These are skateboard bearings. You can buy them. I mean, gosh, you can buy a pack of 8 for as cheap as $5 or $6 US dollars. Go to the hardware store, buy an 8mm bolt. If you want to put 4 on, you want it 35mm in length. That gives you enough room to put the nut on. Once again, Matt, thanks for reminding me of this. And as I recall, the first one, Matt only made his with 2 because he uses a smaller pouch. I use a slightly bigger pouch, so I put the 4 on just to make it easy. Now you got to be really careful when you go to test the bands and you start pulling. Don't let go. It'll throw these down range, and because it's so heavy, you're very likely going to get a fork hit. Anyway, and you can imagine 4 bearings plus a bolt. This thing weighs at least as much as a pinball, if not more. So be careful. Anyway, guys, quick way to test the bands, a cheap device you can make. Like I said, the 8mm seems to work the best for the skateboard bearings I have. 5/16 will also work, and it gives you a few more choices of what kind of nut head to get and what kind of bolt head you can get. Anyway, guys, take it easy. One more thing, courtesy of the Slingshot World. Take care.